You're pretty cute. Gonna sit here for some time just to see if I can talk you into coming back to mine? You look like you're pretty nice and you've had a glass or two of wine. And you're my muse for tonight. Just don't ask me about my life. My lungs are cracked and black and my accounts are in the red. I've got a reoccurring bad back and little demons in my head. I make love like a god, but my heart's deader than dead, and maybe we shouldn't talk about the extent of my meds. And yeah, I dance like the devil, and I can hold a good note. I've got a collection of notebooks with some pretty good quotes, but when it comes to paying my bills, I'm barely staying afloat. I'm not complaining, you just don't want me raising your hopes. I own a razor and soap, but all my clothes are faded, and when it comes to relationships, well, I'm overly jaded, and my phone is ancient. I'm pretty shit in a fight. I own all my own teeth, but they're just not very white, and yeah, I'm pretty polite. It's all roses and thrills, but I'll be getting the door when they're exposing the bills. My hair grows where it will, just not in the places it should. I've got a widow's peak hidden here just under my hood. I smoke too many drugs, and I eat too little fruit. My room's full of dirty mugs from all the tea I consume, and when you tell me about your day beneath the silver moon, I'll be busy humming tunes or watching cartoons, and I don't mean to be rude, I just prefer being honest. And with all the guilt I carry, I just don't like to break a promise. I see the beauty of this world and I'm proud to walk upon it. But you can't pay a mortgage with poetry and sonnets, and I know this sounds melodic and I've got away with words, but I suffer from a chronic case of being a slave to hurt. And if after all this you still want to embrace the nerd, why don't you come and stay in my place and make me late for work? But don't ever date a poet, because we've got nothing to give. Our hearts broke so many times, that's why we say that we've lived in the past tense. And our lungs are barely moving our ribs, from all the smoke we inhaled while we were moving our nibs. Now on the second date, I'll take you somewhere cheap for dinner. It's not my lack of class, just my wallet getting thinner. I'll tell you about the complex from lack of father figures and from the fun I had back in the days of harming livers. The ever-charming sinner. So while you're sipping your glass, I'll be eyeing up the waitress and tipping her ass. See, it's not my lack of class, just my lack of self-control. And as my heart's getting old, it's getting harder to console. But then I'd rather face the cold with the ignorant bliss. But then I'd rather grace my soul with this imminent kiss. I guess everything in life starts with an innocent wish, and I only play my part like some insolent kid. Anyway, my manners are big. Why don't you tell me about you? What's knocked you down? How you've beaten the ground too? I'll be smiling through gritted teeth and making agreeing sounds through. I'll be thinking about your body and dreaming of round two. I can't believe I found you. See, I got the gift of gab. To all the other guys, this is what you wish you had. To all the ladies, I'm telling you, the risks are bad. You should never kiss a poet because their lips are sad. And never share your heart with those careless with their own. I've given mine to words and the one I have's on loan. So before I ask again if I can get to lead you home, I think you better take a minute just to stop and read this poem. And don't ever date a poet, because we've got nothing to give. Our hearts broke so many times, that's why we say that we've lived in the past tense. And our lungs are barely moving our ribs, from all the smoke we inhaled while we were moving our nibs.